On each episode of Around in Durango, we visit a local Durango business and talk with a special guest about what's happening in this great town of ours.
Today we'll be talking with Dave Woodruff, General Manager of El Morro Spirits and Tavern, and Mary Monroe Brown, Executive Director at Trails 2000, and seeing what they've been up to in the community. Dave, thank you so much for having us here today. I love this place. It's so special in the community, and it's one of the places that we love to come and bring friends and people visiting the community just to showcase the uniqueness of the place.
Well, the pleasure's ours. Thanks so much for coming in, first off. It's great to be a part of the community at El Morro. We just love to, show what we love to the rest of town, so it's great.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about the history of the place, because I know a little bit from our conversations and just from being in the community, but a lot of people don't know about the history of the space and why you chose it and a little bit of the background.
Sure. Well, the space just became available. It used to be an art gallery before we took it over, but we didn't really know much about the history of the space, so we went to the Animas Historical Museum and we were like, hey, what can you tell us about the history of 945 Main Avenue? And the lady was gone for 20 minutes. It seemed like it was forever.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah. So she came back and she said, guys, you hit pay dirt. And so then she went this whole diatribe about how the sheriff was shot and killed by the town marshal right in front of El Morro, and how this used to be the original El Morro Saloon.
Wait, the sheriff was shot and killed in front of this?
In front of by the town marshal.
By the town marshal.
Two law enforcement municipalities battling it out for who reigned supreme. It really was the Wild West in the turn of the century, in the 1800s and 1900s. So we really wanted to play on that. And knowing the history of the space, then this being the original El Morro Saloon, we really wanted to focus on the culinary fare from the time, but put our own unique twist on it. And then also same thing with the cocktails. And even it translates to how aesthetically the place looks. We've got pictures of the original El Morro Saloon. We've got the Tin Lady that was in the original El Morro Saloon back in the turn of the century. We went back down to the original brick walls. We found some doors that were built into the wall that were just drywalled over, so we turned those into chandeliers. It really gave us an idea and a model to move forward. So we're
bringing the history into the modernity. I think it's really cool. It makes for a great combination.
Sure.
Aesthetically, it's very cool here.
Sure, it's a great way to blend contemporary with classic. There's all these little details that we really came up with to showcase not only Durango but also our own version of culinary fare. Mason light fixtures, the whole thing.
And when did El Morro get founded as a restaurant bar?
So 2013 is when we opened our doors in July. So July 2013. We just celebrated our 5th anniversary back in July of this year.
Well, you've already become one of the local favorite watering holes and restaurants in town in such a short period of time. It's really admirable. It's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's a testament to our ethos as, what our community involvement is and how we give back to the community.
Well, you took that community effort even farther, because when you had a fire in here, didn't all of your staff go out and volunteer in the community?
So October 5th of 2017, and it was kind of a tragic thing. So what we were able to do, we were in a good enough financial position between insurance and cash reserves to be able to pay all of our staff what they were making before the fire through the fire
restoration.
Restoration for the 3.5 months that we were out. We were able to pay them, thank goodness, so we didn't have to worry about opening with the new staff. They didn't have to worry about finding a job in a historically slow season. So the only thing that we asked of them was to go volunteer within the community and really spread the gospel of what we are and what we're all about. Yeah. So then therefore, when we opened up, we were ready to run and ready to do our best.
That's amazing.
It is amazing. This is really such a unique thing. It speaks to your spirit of your ethos that you're talking about, giving back to the community, being a part of it, and really spreading that grassroots effort.
Absolutely. So let's talk about the cocktails.
Yeah.
I heard we were going to have some.
I've got, man, you pick it, we'll stick it. So.
All right, well, we could be here a while.
Yeah. All right. I got nothing but time.
What do you have in mind for us to sample this afternoon?
So I wanted to go one old, one new. So I think we really do a good job with our old fashioned, our house old fashioned. So it's an old fashioned cocktail. So it's basically just water, spirits, bitter, and spirits. So we'll bring one of those out, and then we'll do something a little bit new. So we'll do a California Waltz, which is we do a lavender-infused gin in-house. We'll do some Lillet Rosé, which is more of like a fortified aperitif wine, and then lemon juice and simple syrup in that. So,
wow, that sounds delightful. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm looking forward to sampling.
I hope you enjoy them.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dave.
I'll go whip some up, and then I'll let you guys get on with it.
Okay, that sounds great.
Thanks so much, guys.
Here they come.
Pardon my interruption. I got some delicious old fashions for you, bro.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, cheers,
All right,
Mary.
cheers.
Thank you so much.
Good to see you.
having me.
Ooh, that's delightful.
It is.
Oh,
It
that's
smells
delicious.
great, too.
I
Wow.
love that. That's one of my
amazing.
favorite drinks. I know yours too.
2 o'clock in the afternoon, just what you needed.
Good strong
Yeah,
old
good strong
fashioned.
old
Helps get
fashioned.
us through the day.
Right.
Mary, thank you so much for meeting with us today. I think it's so fitting we're here at El Moro because Trails 2000 has such a great relationship with El Moro. And so for folks that maybe are new to the community or even people who have lived here that don't realize how much Trails 2000 does, will you share a little bit about the history of Trails 2000 and
Sure.
and what all the services and kind of partnerships that Trails 2000 has?
Sure. The name is a misnomer because when you hear the name Trails 2000, you think it started in the year 2000.
Right.
But the organization is almost 28 years old. And so the real goal was to have 200 miles of trails in Durango by the year 2000.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And so we've reached that goal, so now we need to change the name.
Trails 3000.
Trails, right, exactly, right. So the mission of the organization is to plan, build, and maintain trails, educate trail users, and encourage connectivity on road, path, and trail. And we have a great infrastructure in our town, unique to most others, is that you can leave your car parked at your house and you'd find one of 25 trailheads anywhere around town. And you can get from town to mid-country trails to high country trails, all by bike or backpacking or running, whatever it is you want to do to experience our trail network. It's here for you.
Incredible. You continue to build trails every year, right?
Yes, we do, but that's only because we have great support. So we have wonderful relationships with our land managers. We work with the Forest Service, the BLM, the city, county, and private easement holders to create this trail network. And then that's coupled with incredible volunteer support. On average per year, we work with at least 600 to 800 volunteers producing about 5,000 hours of trail work. And so we have this incredible community that uses the trail, but they don't just use it, they give back to the organization. They join, they come out, they swing a Pulaski, and they're out there on the
Pulaski,
dirt.
for those that don't know. Is that
Trail
like a
work
pickaxe
tool
or something?
jargon. Yeah, it's like a pickaxe. Exactly. Yeah, it's actually a pickaxe with the end turn. So one side's an axe and one side's a digging implement.
Well, one of the things I wanted to just touch on is when I was on city council, we did the survey, the community survey. So when that survey came out, it showed that 89% of our community members value trails. I mean, I feel like everyone in our community should be members of Trails 2000.
Yeah, we should be. Am I? I must be.
You are.
Yes,
Okay, good. Whew, I thought she was looking at me there. I thought she was looking at me there to be like, I feel like everyone should be involved. Is this an intervention? I've never swung a Pulaski or whatever.
That's all right. People give in different ways. Some people have time.
I give
so
by
they do
riding my
trail
bike
work.
on the trail
You do, exactly. Right.
and coming to your event every year.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Right. Perfect.
So here we have our California Waltz, which is a lavender-infused gin, Lillet Rosé, which is that fortified rosé wine that I was talking about earlier. Lemon juice and simple syrup. So super classic, but a lot of good complex flavors in there.
Wow, thank you. I'm
Thank
so
you.
excited
Thanks
for
again.
this. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thanks.
All right, well, cheers again. Cheers again.
What an afternoon.
Here's the trails in El Moro.
Thank you.
So Mary, one of the things that you touched on is all the different partners that you work with. You have Forest Service, BLM, the city, the county, private owners. But what I think is so unique about your organization and what you do is that for the user experience, they don't even know.
Yeah, it's an incredible opportunity we have in Durango because we have one of the most unique crosshatches of public lands in the United States, where we have Colorado Parks and Wildlife, we have state land, we have private land, and most of them all have trail systems on them.
So what do you see as the biggest successes, or what are you excited about for the future?
I think what's happening in Durango is we have an opportunity that's come up that not many places, I think in the world, are really experiencing right now, is that we have a local philanthropist who purchased the Ewing Mesa property. And to have someone come along, purchase 1,800 acres of private property and say, I really want this to be a gift to the community, that is unique and special. And that is something that the community is going to come together and celebrate and really get behind as we move forward in this planning. The first thing that's coming up is the NICA, the High School League State Championship race. Those will be held on Ewing Mesa. And that will be very exciting because there'll be at least 1,000 people here just for that high school league. High school mountain bike racing is a very fast moving trend that I see creating a lot of excitement in our state and in the country. We have more national world champions and Olympians per capita in Durango than any other town in the United States, and we need to celebrate that by providing training facilities for all of those athletes. And when you do that, when you connect people to land and you have that link to the communities, you are expanding their involvement in the land, you're creating stewards of the land, and it connects our community. That it's not just a piece of land with a trail, it is actually a human connection to each other. People are going out on the trail and they're riding together, they're laughing together, they're meeting up after work, they're going on lunch rides. The trail is providing this great amenity to our entire community.
Yeah, it's an invaluable asset to the community. I think people also forget about the fact that every effort that you make that's free to them has an economic impact of untold dollars to the community, and everything you're working on for now and the future really is so impactful on the quality of life here, and that helps us grow the quality of our community in general.
Right.
The value of having this organization work in such a symbiotic way with all these other land managers, it makes sense for everybody in this community should be a member of
So how
Trails
do they
2000.
join?
It's easy.
Okay.
Go to trails2000.org, hit donate or join. It brings you right to the website.
And that's also where you can get all the information about all the trails and where they
Yes.
are,
Trail
maps
reports,
and everything
yeah.
else, right?
Yes, we have a bi-monthly newsletter called Trail Talk. That's free. People can sign up on the website as well, giving you all this information.
Wow,
Yeah,
it's a lot.
That's great.
It's really a lot. You've got your work cut out for you.
Well, thanks, Mary. Cheers to all.
Thank you.
again.
Thanks for
Cheers.
having me.
Cheers.
Happy
Thank you.
trails.
Thanks, Mary.
Happy trails.
Happy trails. Thank you again for joining us and having a round here at Omoro. It has been a pleasure talking with Mary and Dave, and we're excited to be able to share what you guys are doing in Durango.
Chris and I have a passion for Durango and all the local organizations that help make it such a special place. We'd love to share that passion with you and hopefully inspire you to get out and get involved in our community and have as many rounds as possible around town.
We'll see you next time for another Around in Durango.